Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Outside the Rally. I'm your host, Dean Baer. Tonight, I'm going to be joined by Favio Soto. We'll check in with several IRT players. It will be a three-part event. That's right. The next 2 weeks plus tonight, we're going to check in with so many of the regular IRT players. But tonight, we start off with Bolivia, Carlos Keller, Conrado Moscoso. Then we will have Minnesota's own Jake and Sam Bredenbecks. And to finish off the show, we'll check in with our favorite Colombians, Mr. Sebastian Franco and Eduardo Garay. To get started, I need my co-host, Favio. Welcome to Outside the Rally, and thank you so much for helping out tonight. Everybody knows that, my Spanish is not up to par, so that's why you're here tonight, Favio. So, Favio, first of all, how are you?
Very well, Dean. Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here. It's been a while since we haven't been on the show together.
I know, no. And so before we get to the players, Favio, I want to ask you, what's the COVID-19 situation in Tijuana? Is it much different than in San Diego?
It's not very much different. I mean, as you know, we had you were here in February at Mexican Nationals, and just shy of a month after that, then that's when all clubs closed down and such. But, San Diego and Tijuana are basically the same thing in terms of the environment for COVID. People are taking care of themselves. Just this week here in Tijuana on Monday, clubs started to reopen, racquetball clubs. Baja Racquetball, Extreme Racquetball, Olimpo Club, they started to open again. So racquetball players are starting to get back in the court.
So those are all indoor facilities, huh?
Yes, all indoor facilities, and they've been in Tijuana for many years.
We see Alvaro all the time. He's, playing outdoor all over the place.
Yeah.
So the next question, Fabio, is, have you been back playing?
Yeah, it's just hitting the ball, not competitively because we cannot go on the court at the same time. But I've been going on the court to hit the ball and just, going up to tee.
Well, very good, Fabio. Great to hear it. A lot of fans checking in. First, everyone there, you're in for a really good treat tonight. So please like our post and share our feed. So, Fabio, let's get right to it. Our producer, Mark Gibbs, bring in the Bolivians, Conrado Moscoso and Mr. Carlos Keller. Welcome to Outside the Rally. So before we get to the questions, after this past season that we had, both of you guys finished with a very impressive record. Conrado, 10-6 this year, 6 events, and Carlos, 12-9. Bolivia must be immensely proud of you guys. Your thoughts.
Bueno, Conrado y Carlos, pues ahora sí que Bolivia debe estar muy orgulloso de ustedes. Terminaron con un récord ganador en lo que viene siendo la temporada pasada del Tour. Conrado, que terminaste con 10-6 y Carlos con 12 victorias y 9 derrotas. Entonces, Bolivia debe estar muy orgulloso de ustedes. ¿Cómo se sienten, muchachos?
Dale, Carlos.
Yo primero, ya. Bueno, primeramente, un gran saludo, Fabio, Dean. Bueno, la verdad que muy, muy orgullosos, ¿no? De todos estos grandes torneos que hemos tenido, se podría decir, en Estados Unidos. Bueno, para mí fue como que algo nuevo, ¿no? Nunca estuve acostumbrado a participar de muchos torneos profesionales, así tan seguido. Siempre iba un US Open o quizás algún solo evento, pero esta vez tuve la gran oportunidad, ¿no? De participar varios eventos. Le decía, ¿no? Que fue como algo nuevo para mí por el tema de que, bueno, es otro, o sea, el nivel se lo siente mucho más exigente, ¿no? Porque de entrada te enfrentas a jugadores muy duros, tenés que manejar bien, ¿no? Lo que es el tema de la parte física. Entonces, no es lo mismo, ¿no? Que un torneo, un panamericano, un mundial. Entonces, para mí fue una gran experiencia, la verdad, todos estos eventos.
Perfecto. Conrado.
Y bueno, antes que nada, un gusto, Fabio. Dean. Bueno, lo propio, creo que es este año, el año que pasó, fue uno de los años donde estuve más presente en lo que es la parada de tu profesional. Tuve la oportunidad de jugar grandes torneos, torneos de repente de una magnitud muy grande, y con lo que me fue también súper bien en sus torneos, creo que como que también me me inculcó también a que siga más adelante, a que esté más presente en ese tipo de torneos, ¿no? Creo que he estado como que últimamente viajando, estando dentro de la selección, pero obviamente que es súper distinto, ¿no? El tema de jugar las paradas de tu profesional, y me ayudó muchísimo estar mucho más en ritmo, eh, mucho más en competición y sobre todo en juego, y de repente tener un juego muy, muy adelantado y un juego bien desarrollado, ¿no? Para poder estar en condiciones óptimas para poder jugar los torneos adelante, ¿no? Y de tal forma creo que me ayudó muchísimo. Tuve un año bendecido el año pasado, con los fans me fue muy bien. Y bueno, creo que con esas anécdotas que tengo, obviamente lo que tengo es de que esto siga y jugar mucho más las paradas de tu profesional.
All right. Both of these gentlemen are saying that they're very blessed to have a terrific year last year, and they are looking forward to what's coming up next because the country is very proud of them. I mean, Dean, you and I have seen that both these guys are celebrities in their country. So let's get started, Dean, with the questions.
Absolutely. So again, Favio, you're going to have to ask them, the first thing is, are they safe? Are their families okay?
Pues caballero está preguntando que si cómo están ustedes, si están bien, cómo están sus familias, primeramente sus seres queridos, ¿se encuentran bien?
Bueno, gracias a Dios, todo bien, Fabio. Bueno, todo el mundo, yo creo, ¿no? Que hemos atravesado por esta difícil situación, ¿no? Del coronavirus, pero bueno, por mi lado, me mantengo, ¿no? Haciendo mis rutinas de ejercicio que siempre aplicaba todos los días dentro de la cancha, bueno, donde yo, en mi caso, estoy un poco afectado, ¿no? Mi ciudad de Santa Cruz ha estado con una cuarentena muy rígida. No he tenido, ¿no? La oportunidad de estar dentro de una cancha, pero bueno, tratamos de hacer lo que se puede, ¿no? Dentro de casa.
Y bueno, lo propio conmigo, he estado haciendo mucho tema de CrossFit, implementado mucho en el tema de la casa. De repente aquí no es muy rígido, pero obviamente trato de estar en casa, de implementar, de tener un estado físico de repente un poco más bueno. Y de esa parte me he estado manteniendo mucho en casa también, cuidándome mucho de esa parte, que también sabemos que el virus está en todo lado, y de esa parte tratando de cuidarnos muchísimo y hacer lo respectivo, gracias a Dios, y más bien todos bien en casa.
Oh, Dean, well, they're telling us, both these gentlemen, that they are safe. They don't have the opportunity to go on the court as much as they'd like to, but they are having a training regimen. They are working out at home. They're working out outdoors at their facilities, but they are playing it safe. Carlos Keller is in Santa Cruz, so where he lives in Bolivia, he's saying it's very rigid quarantine, that they are experiencing, a tough situation. And where Conrado is, not so much, but they're both doing fine.
So that answers our other question, Fabio, that are the facilities open or they're just doing outside training?
Jóvenes, ¿están todos los clubes abiertos o están entrenando ustedes por fuera, afuera de sus hogares?
Bueno, en el caso aquí en mi ciudad de Santa Cruz, tengo entendido que recién, ¿no? Durante estos días han empezado, ¿no? A abrir algunos clubes, pero tenés que hacerlo, ¿no? Quizás mediante reserva. No pueden haber más que un máximo de 3 personas, ¿no? Dentro de una cancha, pero bueno, no en todos los deportes, ¿no? Generalmente los deportes en conjunto están parados totalmente ahorita.
Bueno, y lo propio acá, no hubo como que todavía un regreso, pero estaban como que tratando de ver la forma de poder regresar, ¿no? En cuanto a acá, estábamos viendo con el tema de bioseguridad, de también estar seguros al momento de jugar, obviamente con la cantidad de jugadores dentro de la cancha muy limitado, pero creo que de esa forma tienen que todavía como que aprobar, porque como se ha ido incrementando mucho aquí, la verdad, el tema de infectados, entonces tuvo que parar un poco. y también en la espera, ¿no? Y también como el día de mañana nosotros empezamos un encapsulamiento hasta el domingo para que de repente un poco frene los infectados y también estemos un poco más resguardados.
Okay. Well, both these gentlemen, Dean, are telling us that at least that the clubs are starting to reopen, but with a scheduling process. They have to call ahead of time and say that they're scheduled at certain times, and there can be no more than 3 people on the court where Carlos is. And Conrado's telling us that starting tomorrow, Thursday, they're going to do a complete encapsulament. People are just going to stay at home completely from Thursday to Sunday to see if they can slow the pace of the infection over there.
Wow, that's great. So Favio, that kind of answers some of our other questions that we have. So we're going to jump ahead. For both of these guys, with the U.S. Open canceled, certainly tournaments definitely will be different. All racquetball players look forward to getting back on the courts. Has the support from their government and their sponsors, has that changed amid the crisis that we're in?
Oigan, caballeros, pues como el US Open ya, como ustedes saben, ya se canceló, muchos torneos van a cambiar definitivamente. Entonces, muchos jugadores obviamente quieren regresar a las canchas. La pregunta que les queremos hacer es que si el apoyo de su gobierno o de sus patrocinadores ha cambiado debido a esta situación.
Bueno, la verdad sí, ¿no, Fabio? El tema, ¿no?, de patrocinio, apoyo, por lo que, bueno, nuestro país se ha visto muy, muy afectado, ¿no?, con este tema de la pandemia. Bueno, en mi caso, ahorita solamente estoy contando con el apoyo de Suplemento Deportivo GNC, pero bueno, otros apoyos, ¿no?, que teníamos para la participación de muchos torneos se han cancelado por el momento. Bueno, Dios quiera, ¿no?, que regrese nuevamente cuando vuelvan las competiciones, pero sí se ha perdido un poco el tema del apoyo.
Sí, creo que de repente como tenemos como un presupuesto más o menos lo que iba a ser durante toda la participación del año, porque como venimos adelantando un poquito también el tema de los torneos, entonces venimos viendo también esa parte, ¿no? Y obviamente creo que el apoyo que teníamos disminuyó muchísimo, tomando en cuenta que aquí el tema del Ministerio de Deportes lo cerraron por el tema de dar prioridad al tema de la salud. Entonces, cualquier tema de recursos que queríamos tomar en cuenta con el Ministerio de Deportes, que era como un el conducto de poder pedir el apoyo a ellos, era como que un poco más restringido, pero creo que ahora con el cancelamiento, de repente no desapareció, pero sí como que fusionaron, pero no es como que el apoyo que recibíamos antes. De repente no recibimos ese apoyo antes que esperábamos, pero ahora con lo que directamente como lo que se fusionó, no tenemos ese verdadero apoyo que necesitamos, ¿no?
Oh, Dean, they're telling us that definitely sponsorships and support from the government has changed because all the funding has gone to the health sector, understandably. And, Carlos still has one of his main sponsors, which is GNC. He supports him in his country. And Conrado obviously did see some changes in his sponsorships, from the people that support him. But it's understandable. Nevertheless, they are expecting, they've been told that, once things get flowing, they should expect to maybe not go back to the support they used to have completely, but they will get support for them to travel and keep competing.
Well, hopefully, we definitely want to see them at our event when things start opening up. So my next question is going to go right to Conrado. What was it like to make the finals at a U.S. Open, being from Bolivia? What was that like? I don't think he needs to translate that.
Yeah. Directamente, ¿cómo se
la verdad que fue un momento muy grande, muy, muy increíble, que hasta el día de hoy de repente sigo mirando los videos, sigo como que tomando un poco pie a pie de lo que fue todo el US Open. La verdad que fue un momento muy grande para mí. y también cumplir un sueño que de repente tenía desde niño. La verdad que hasta el día de hoy no me la creo, no creo la gran hazaña que hice, que hicimos en sí todo mi equipo, y la verdad que fue como que una motivación mucho más grande para que yo siga adelante en lo que amo y de meterle más dedicación a todo esto. Después de lo que llegué aquí fue como que una semana, después unos meses hasta que acabó el año pasado, de dura preparación también y de seguir entrenando muchísimo porque quería estar mucho más en forma de lo que ya estaba y obviamente tomando en cuenta las paradas que seguían este año, ¿no? Que lastimosamente no se pudieron jugar.
Well, first off, he's saying that he was in complete disbelief. He couldn't imagine that he had a childhood dream of him making it to a final of the U.S. Open, which he fulfilled, but still in disbelief even weeks after. But that just motivated him and, fueled him to train harder and just wait because he wanted to go on full-time tour. So he's still excited about it, and it's just a motivation for him to keep moving forward.
Okay, so the next question is going to go right to you, Carlos. Are there any other extracurricular activities that you do, like any other sports other than racquetball? And is there any other hidden talents that you have that maybe the fans don't know about?
Carlos se está preguntando que si tienes alguna otra extracurricular, alguna actividad que hagas, algún talento oculto que no nos has compartido en el tour, algo que nos quieras compartir.
No, bueno, la verdad que, como le decía, ¿no? Para mí fue una gran experiencia. Sí, practico, ¿no? Algún otro tipo de deporte, como ser el tenis. Yo empecé jugando tenis, ¿no? Antes que el racquetball. El fútbol también me gusta bastante, pero bueno, lo lindo, ¿no? De todo esto, como ya le mencionaba, fue la gran experiencia, ¿no? Que tuve dentro de el tour profesional. He llegado hasta muchas instancias, ¿no? Llegué a estar jugando contra los 8 mejores, Daniel de la Rosa. Bueno, siempre tuve también ese sueño de enfrentar a Kane, ¿no? Al número 1, ya que varias veces se me escapaba, ¿no? Tenía que vencer un partido más para enfrentármelo, no podía, hasta que llegó ese gran momento, ¿no? Y bueno, hasta que se hizo realidad mi sueño. Pero como ya le decía, no fue una linda experiencia.
Oh, Dean, he's telling us that he started off, before racquetball, he started playing tennis, first off. But he enjoys playing soccer too as well. And, also just mentions that, it was, like Conrado said, it was one of his dreams to the U.S. Open and playing against Kane and De La Rosa in the top 8. So he's just motivated to play again.
So our next obvious question is, when tournaments start happening again, will we see, our two favorite Bolivians at the events?
Caballeros, cuando empiece otra vez los torneos en el IRT, ¿vamos a poder ver a nuestros dos bolivianos favoritos en el tour?
Dale, Conrado, ahora vos.
Pues
sí.
Yes. Es lo que queremos. Creo que con todo esto que está pasando, al menos Dios mediante, esperemos estar casi en todas las paradas de tipo profesional. Al menos mi persona va a estar presente igual ahí. Y créanme que también estoy preparando muchísimo. Entonces creo que estoy esperando que esto termine, que volvamos todos sanos y volvamos más fuertes que nunca para poder encontrarnos todos, la verdad.
Bueno, en mi caso...
Oh, yeah, they said that we can...
Bueno, en mi caso, Dios quiera, ¿no? Que sí. Bueno, mi ciudad ha sido una de las más afectadas, ¿no? Aquí en el país por el tema de la población. Es la ciudad con más población, ¿no? En nuestro país. Pero bueno, Dios quiera que toda esta situación mejore, regrese, ¿no? El apoyo que es fundamental para nosotros, que ha sido lo que ha hecho posible, ¿no? La participación de todos estos torneos internacionales. Y bueno, Dios quiera que volvamos a estar presentes en todos los torneos que se vienen.
Well, Dean, they're saying that God willing, they will be. They are excited to play again. And, Carlos is in the city that's most populated in Bolivia. Santa Cruz has the most population of all. So it is a factor about health. But, they're both optimistic about it. And as soon as they can get on the court and back to the IRT, they will be.
Well, our first event coming out of the gate, we don't know when it is, but it will be in Atlanta, and it's supposed to be a grand slam. So we hope to see you guys there. Carlos, this question is for you. I know that racquetball is the second largest sport in the country in Bolivia, but what city is it most popular?
Sucre.
Carlos, true or false?
It's true.
Verdadero. Bueno, la verdad que Cochabamba y Sucre no son las ciudades donde hay más racquetball en el país. Y bueno, ahí lo tienen, ¿no? A Conrado con una gran trayectoria. Cochabamba también hay grandes jugadores como Marcelo Vargas, Cristian Mina. La verdad que es bastante duro el nivel acá en Bolivia. Son batallas, ¿no?, que damos para la clasificación de cada torneo. Y bueno, por un lado eso me alegra mucho, ¿no?, que cada vez el deporte vaya creciendo más en nuestro país.
Well, they're both saying that Sucre and Cochabamba, the most popular cities where racquetball is, and they have a lot of promising players, Dean, and I think that leads us to your next question.
Yeah, Conrado, in your opinion, who is the next great racquetball player to come out of Bolivia that nobody knows yet?
I don't know, Dean. I don't know. Existe como que una camada muy grande, una generación que viene detrás de nosotros, muy grande. Y la verdad que para mí en lo personal es un sueño que lleguen a ser el doble de lo que somos nosotros, tanto Carlos, mi persona, Roland, Karim. Es en sí el sueño que yo tengo, ¿no? Que ellos sean mucho mejores que nosotros y lleguen a lograr el doble de lo que hemos conseguido nosotros. La verdad, no tengo como jugadores específicos, pero sí te puedo decir que la generación que viene detrás de nosotros es una generación muy buena, muy fuerte, y espero que también sean los siguientes futuros también, los que van a ser nuestros profesores más o menos.
Well, there's not specific to one or two players, but what he is saying that there is a wave of players coming behind them just a few years back that they're very strong, very well equilibrated. And I think you and I saw some of them last year when we went to the American Iris. Remember that? So he's saying that there are a wave of players coming out of Bolivia in the junior program that they're really good and they'll make some waves.
All right, so before we get to our rapid fire, Conrado, are those your sneakers or are those your mom's? Whose shoes? Whose are they?
No, first, my sneakers. My sneakers.
Okay, so last up, guys, Mania Athletics is our rapid fires coming up. Rapid fire sponsored by Mania Athletics. We'll ask a few favorite questions. You must give us the first thing that pops into your head. We will alternate. Carlos will go first, takes the first word, and Corrado takes the second word. Favio is going to do this 100% in Spanish. Take it away, Favio.
Ok, caballeros, Manilla Athletics está patrocinando este segmento que se llama Rapid Fire, donde nosotros les vamos a hacer unas preguntas acerca de los usos que tienen. Primero, Carlos, que conteste la primera, y luego Conrado sigue, ¿ok? ¿Listos?
Ok.
Perfecto.
Ok. Carlos, ¿tu favorita comida?
El lomito.
Lomito. Conrado.
Las pastas.
Pastas. Ok. ¿Tu favorito deporte, Carlos, aparte del racquetball?
El fútbol.
Football, I know what that is.
Soccer. Same. Soccer.
¿Cuál es su favorito país para visitar?
USA.
Alemania.
Germany. Oh, interesting. Y finalmente, señores, su favorito programa de televisión.
Uy. Noticias, yo miro muchas noticias.
Nickelodeon.
Cartoon Network.
Gracias. Dean, there you have it.
All right, guys. So listen, is there anything you want to say? There's a lot of people here watching tonight, and in the chat box, so many of them are from Bolivia. The people of Bolivia just really adore you two. Is there anything you want to say, parting words, not only to the IRT fans, but to the guys in Bolivia as well? You go first, Carlos. You go first.
Carlos, unas palabras de despedida para tus fans. Vemos que mucha gente está entrando a hacer comentarios aquí en el chat. Algo que quieras decir para despedirte de ellos, primero Carlos y luego Conrado.
No, mandar un gran saludo a toda esta gente, ¿no? Que siempre nos ha apoyado en toda nuestra carrera, ¿no? Se podría decir. Muchísimas gracias. Vamos a seguir representándolos de la mejor forma y gracias también por toda la cobertura, Fabio, team.
Bueno, lo propio, muchísimas gracias a toda la gente que nos está apoyando este año, el año pasado igual, agradecerles de corazón, tanto en Bolivia como en Estados Unidos, agradecerles. Gracias a ti, Fabio, thank you, Dean, thank you, team, igual, por todo el apoyo y sobre todo por hacer posible todo esto.
Well, guys, thank you so much.
Dean, thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody in the country.
I'm sorry, Fabio. I stepped on you.
All right. Just a special thanks to everybody for their support. They probably get online and social media, and they just hope to be back soon. And thanking you, Dean, personally for having them on the show.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking in, guys. We really appreciate it. We hope to see you guys really, really soon. We're going to take a very short break, and we'll be back right here on Outside the Rally. So welcome back, everyone. I really enjoyed talking to the Bolivians. Well, through Favio, I really did enjoy talking to those players. But up next is racquetball brothers Jake and Sam Bredenbeck. Sam and Jake, welcome to Outside the Rally. We don't need Favio. You guys can understand me correctly, right? So welcome, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Very good, Sam. Everything well?
Yeah. How are you doing?
We are very good here in New York. We're starting to open up very little bit, everything but inside gyms and movie theaters. But everything other than that, everything is open. So the first question is how are you guys doing in this situation? Everybody's safe and healthy. Your families. I know that you guys are in different cities, but everybody's good, right?
Yes. So far, so good.
1, 2, 3. Sam, you're in Oregon. Are the indoor facilities open? I know there's a lot of immense, protests and stuff going on there. Are gyms open in your area?
Gyms are open. As of right now, racquetball courts are not, at least at the gym I play at. But gyms are open. They're just requiring you to wear a mask. So still can get in there to work out a little bit, but can't get on the court as of yet.
And Jake, you?
Yeah, so gyms are open. Lifetime, the courts are open, and they're letting us get on the courts, but LA Fitness is not. So, but can't complain. Got a court to go hit on. So.
Very good. Now, have either of you guys been hitting outdoor racquetball at all, or just you strictly indoor?
For me, no outdoor. There's only an outdoor court like 45 minutes to an hour away. And I've never been there, so I don't know if they're allowing people to play on it as of right now.
Gotcha. You, Jake?
Put up a little like wall thing in the shed, but didn't hit on it too much. It was kind of nice to not hit for a little while. So, but now it's indoor again.
Very good, very good. So what is the quarantine situation there in each of your areas? That's one of the things that we post on our social media is we're checking in with all the guys on, what's it like in your region? Because, I mean, we're spread all over the country, actually all over South America and North America. So what's it like where you guys are at?
Here in Oregon, it's pretty much, from what I know, most of everything's open. Grocery stores are open, gyms are open, but they're just requiring a mask pretty much everywhere you go. Anything indoors, you have to wear a mask, and then outdoors is kind of how close you're going to be to people.
Nice. And Jake?
Yeah. Pretty much, I'd say the same. I mean, indoor, supposed to wear a mask at most places. They're not like too strict at the places I've been, and outdoor, it's just kind of social distance and you're fine.
I can't stand that word. I hate it.
Yeah, me too, but that's what it is.
All right. So, Sam, this is for you. I know you're sponsored by Savant Consulting. Are you excited for the first event that when we do finally have a tournament here? It will be a Grand Slam in Atlanta, the Savant Consulting Pro-Am. What kind of an event should fans expect from a Donald Williams?
Well, it being Donald, you can imagine that it's probably going to be over the top. So he's going to make sure that it's a good time, and he likes to make it a party, so to say. So I'm sure it's going to be more of an event than a racquetball tournament type feel. It's probably going to be music. He talked a little bit about having a pool party, and so we'll see how things open up and if he's able to keep that going.
Well, I mean, they're having tournaments at that facility. However, we can't have an IRT event without knowing that it's what's in your area is different than what's in Andre Parilla's area, than what's in Bobby Horn's area. So we kind of have to wait for borders to open and gyms to open. So once we get that all clear, we'll definitely post when that event is going to be. So Jake, you said already before, that you were happy not hitting. So other than drill or playing, what other workouts do you do? Because I see on your social media you're pretty active as far as working out.
Yeah.
So what specifically do you do?
Well, when gyms were closed down, I just did a lot of home workouts, a lot of more body weight stuff, but like hit high intensity, so I'm always moving, always doing something. Got a heavy bag and put it up just for something else to do, which has been great. And then now that gyms are open again, I started going back to my trainer a little bit, just like once or twice a week, just to kind of get back into the flow of things and doing stuff like that. But for the most part, it was a lot of working out outside, basically out in the yard, whatever.
Very interesting. So Sam, have you tried any other sports during this pandemic?
Lexi and I have kind of messed around a little bit. We've played a little tennis, pickleball, kicked the soccer ball around. But other than that, really, there's not a whole lot in terms of like courts, like tennis courts or like basketball courts outdoors around us. So we're just trying to get outside as much as possible.
Jake, same question for you. Have you tried any other sport?
Played a little bit of pickleball, which I did, before, about as much as I played before all this happened. So I played a few times. Golf courses are open here, so been golfing a couple times, which is a sport
Nice.
I enjoy quite a bit. So, but other than that, not too much.
I like golf, but I just 5 hours. I can't do it. So
No, we kind of play speed golf. We get through it pretty quick. I don't have time for that either.
That's hysterical. So, Jake, I have to say, I mean, last season was an absolutely great season you were having prior to this shutdown. You made your first semifinal back in Portland. You finished in the top 10. I think that was the first time you finished in the top 10 in your career. Do you look back at last season, even though it was a little bit shortened, as a success? And what's your goal for when racquetball does start up again?
I mean, yeah, that's one way to look at it, I guess. First time top 10, etc. Started playing better towards the end of the season, which was, was feeling better. So yeah, there are positives definitely that I look at, but that's not my first thought. My first thought is it's not number one, and that's what it always is. I go out to play my hardest, play my best, and win. But I'm definitely looking forward to tournaments. I think everyone that's involved in the sport is looking forward to tournaments, and I know Sam and I both, and some of the guys that I talk to, we want to travel and play again.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I actually started to really miss, traveling and packing my suitcase. I don't know why, but
yep. Yeah.
So, Sam, this question for you, it's kind of similar because last year you played in 7 events, and that's the most in one season that you've ever played in. Will you be at every event next year? Obviously, given that we're able to travel and we're able to actually do this. And what's your goal for when racquetball starts up again?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping to make as many events as possible. This last year was pretty much my first full-time season. So I'm hoping to get to the same amount of events, if not more, next season. In terms of goals, obviously, after everything kind of stopped, I shot up the ranks quite a bit because I didn't have any events under my belt beforehand. Mm-hmm. So just kind of defending those points at that time, and then hopefully breaking top 20, 15, depending on how many events I can get to.
Very, very nice. Okay, so I'm going to get right to the Beast Made clothing. How did it start between you two? And what's it like working with you as brothers? What's it, because, I mean, I have a lot of brothers too, but working with them, I can't. So,
I'll start, I guess. It just, growing up, we kind of always wanted to do something. And, we kind of talked about it off and on a little bit because I was like, well, I'm going to create a logo since I'm playing all the time and hopefully generate some more fan support, whatever it may be. And, just slowly start doing clothing stuff. And then one day I just filled out all the paperwork and said, screw it. Like, we're going to go for this, kind of without telling him. And I sent him a text and I said, hey, you're a business owner now. And he's like, what?
Thanks.
And yeah, I mean, for me, it's been awesome though. It's a pain in the ass. It's a struggle in the sense that he and I are doing most of it on our own, and everything's got a learning curve and just figuring everything out as we go in a sense. But it's also awesome because we're learning so much. And, for me, I really enjoy working with him. Obviously you have your disagreements and all that shit, but you figure it out and you find a way to move forward. So, I love it and would definitely do other business ventures with him.
Sam, do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I do agree. It was, we had kind of always talked about different business ideas, and clothing was one of them. But like he said, it was off and on. And then, one day he texted me and then immediately called after, and that's kind of how it started. And, it's a lot of fun. It's obviously difficult with me being 2 hours behind him. So a lot of the conversations, FaceTime, phone calls, that can be a bit frustrating at times, but as of right now, we're making it work and it's exciting. Going to keep going.
So you do need to get a few different models. I mean, seeing you all the time and Sam Murray, and Lexi. Okay, now we got to add some. Okay, so how do the fans out there get a hold of these clothing? Is it online? Is it on Amazon? How is that?
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, basically they can follow us on either Instagram or Facebook, mostly at BMC Apparel, and that'll keep them up to date on when we launch stuff, what's going on, sales, etc. And then obviously you can shop directly from those. Otherwise, you can go to the URL directly, which is bmcapparel.com, and shop there. But the social medias are the best way to keep up with kind of what we're doing and how we're moving.
So who's the boss?
we always joke about this. It's actually 50-50 and whatever, but we always joke about who's got the 51-49, and that's depending on who's doing more work that day.
So if someone orders something, do you guys are the ones that have to ship it out? Do you have someone else that does that? So
no, we literally do everything.
If someone's watching the show right now and they said, okay, I'm going to go on and I'm going to buy something, that they can get a private note from Jake Bredenbecks saying, hey, thanks so much.
They could.
All right. Well, there you go.
Possible.
Okay. So now I'm going to ship this over to Sam. I saw something online, Forza Performance. Is that you? What is it? I see you doing some sort of training. Because I saw it on someone else's social media too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I got certified as a personal trainer, and starting out in college, I started studying human performance and kinesiology. So I kind of had a couple of years of experience with that under my belt, and I just kind of got the certification as a foot in the door sort of thing. And it just so happened that the time I got certified is when all of this happened. And out here up until probably 2 months ago, all the gyms were practically closed. So I figured that was kind of the best route to go at the time. And so decided to start that up and essentially just doing online personal training, live, group, one-on-one. Otherwise, I just do just simple programs as well. If someone, say someone like Jake doesn't want to do one-on-one, just they can get a program and follow it themselves. So, yeah.
Is it all just working out? Is there nutrition involved, or is it just workout?
Yeah, so there's a little bit of nutrition involved, but I normally do a lot of that personally. So I'll try and get on a phone call or FaceTime and kind of explain the nutrition. I don't really make nutrition plans because, what works for you may not work for me, and it's different from person to person. So I don't like the idea necessarily of selling just general nutrition plans.
All right, well, very good. So how do people find they find Forza Performance?
Yeah, so as of right now, it's just social media. So Facebook and Instagram are probably the biggest following as of right now. Both Forza Performance HQ. So no website as of yet, just haven't really had time to get that up and running, but that'll be coming in the near future. But yeah, just social medias, and most of the people that are seeing it have my personal phone number, so they can get a hold of me that way as well.
There you have it. Personal training from Sam Bredenbeck, Forza Performance. Thank you. So, Jake, this question's for you. Most sports, obviously, we're all sports fans as it is. They took a big hit here in this crisis. Can racquetball learn anything from other sports on a way to move forward? Because we're seeing games and events. Obviously, when NBA and baseball with no fans, they got zillions of dollars. This is not in racquetball. I don't know if we can survive with no fans watching. Do you think you can play with no fans watching?
Yeah, you can. I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of a mindset that you would have to get into. I'm sure none of those athletes like playing in front of no fans. I mean, that's, one of the big reasons you do it is the entertainment value that you provide and whatever, so you can do it. it would be very difficult and it would be weird to get used to. I mean, we all go practice and play, whatever with no fans all the time, but it's just, it can be a different mentality, especially when you're showing up to a tournament and there's nobody there. So it's an option, but then you also have to get the funding for it, which, like you said, they have a lot and we don't. So
we need the fans there. We don't get zillions anyway, so.
No, exactly.
We're in a stadium for 80,000.
Nope.
Sam, do you agree? Do the fans make a difference when you play as well?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a lot of fun because that's kind of what racquetball is to us. It's a huge community. It's a big family, and whether it's they're cheering for you or against you, it's a lot of fun to be able to showcase your talents and the hard work that you put in. And like Jake said, we all practice pretty much with no one around and no one watching, so we'd be able to do it. It just would kind of take away from the experience a little bit on both sides, I think.
I mean,
all right, guys.
Dean, you were
go ahead.
Sorry, you were in Bolivia, and that was a couple
Insane.
hundred fans. It's a different game, like it's so fans obviously make it way more fun.
That's one of the reasons the U.S. Open obviously is not happening. We can't have, first of all, a gym in downtown Minneapolis is not going to allow 800 people from all over the globe because, racquetball is not, that event is our Super Bowl. 800 people coming from all over. A gym doesn't want all those people coming right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get it. But the fan factor's there, especially if you're in a quarterfinals or semifinals, the fans jazz you up. There's no, I know on the broadcast side, it's the same scenario. So we're going to have the new normal. I think it's going to be a little bit close to our old normal. That's just my opinion. But
Yep.
Excellent point. So, Minia Athletics Rapid Fire is coming up, guys. You heard before, Rapid Fire is sponsored by Minia Athletics. I'll say a name or a word. You must give me the first thing that pops in your head. We're going to alternate. Jake, you're going to take the first word, and then I'm going to come to a separate word for you, Sam. So you're not going to get Jake's word.
Yeah.
And it's not the favorite food. I don't want to hear that. So this is going to be the first word that comes to your head. So Jake, you're up first. The word is family.
Everything.
Nice. Sam, Minnesota racquetball.
Family.
Jake, Bolivia experience.
Amazing.
U.S. Open.
For me?
Yeah, you're next.
Yeah.
It's a little too long.
I don't know. A lot of fun.
Jake, you're up. IRT.
Miss it.
And Sam, the last one, Beast Made Clothing.
The future.
Whoa, very good. It's so nobody's Jake, just so you know, nobody's as quick as like Rocky Carson on this. He's got stuff like rolling off his tongue. So don't worry.
Well, that's because he never shuts up. Like you ask a question and he's still talking.
He's talking about the last question.
Exactly.
Very, very good. So, guys, listen, thank you so much for checking in tonight. The fans, like I said before, they just want to hear from the players. And I can't wait to see both of you guys on the court soon. Best of luck to you with the Beast Made Clothing and also Forza Performance. Guys, we will see you very shortly. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back right here on Outside the Rally.
Thanks, Dean.
Well, welcome back. So, Favio, are you ready for the next guests? You had a nice little
Ready for
you got water, you got some chips, you got wings. Domino's was
You got
delicious,
everything.
all that jazz.
I got everything, and I got to say, I've been to both Bolivia and I've been to Colombia, and our next Colombian guests are some of our favorites.
Yes, yes. We want to welcome some of Team Colombia, Sebastian Franco and Eduardo Garay. Wow, you guys are next to each other. How great. How great. So, guys, listen, welcome to Outside the Rally. How are you? How's everybody?
Muy bien, very good.
Eduardo?
Very good, man.
Okay, so some of the questions I'm going to ask, Favio is going to translate, or Favio is going to ask directly in Spanish. Sebastian, you better be talking English. So, first question.
I'll try my best.
You try your best. So, first question right out of the box, guys. You and your family's doing well. Sebastian, I know that you're traveling a lot, and your family's back in Maryland, and you're here. You're in Orlando working. So everybody's well?
Yeah, man. Everything going well so far. We've been very lucky because we haven't stopped working, but family is back in Maryland, like up north, and then we're just kind of training here and working as well.
Eduardo, tú también, ¿cómo has estado? ¿Cómo está tu situación, tu familia? ¿Cómo se le están pasando ahí, ahora sí que el equipo colombiano?
Bueno, mi familia biológica ahorita se encuentra en Chihuahua. Todos muy bien, gracias a Dios. Guardados por el tema de la pandemia. Y yo ahorita pues me encuentro aquí con Sebastián y con mi familia colombiana aquí entrenando.
Well, Dean, he's saying that his biological family is back in Chihuahua and they're doing well. They're just staying at home, but his Colombian family is right there with him in Florida. So they're just training and working and, just getting by.
Yeah, there's some guys from Chihuahua. I think Sebastian Hernandez is in the chat box saying hello to everybody. So we welcome all of our guests and all of our fans online. Please like our post and share our feed. Favio, we need to know if the facilities are open where you guys are at now.
Yeah, so we're being lucky because we only got the gyms closed for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But then our the courts that we train at are like 30 minutes away, but they're open and they start letting us play only singles, and then they open up for doubles too. So it's been pretty good for us here.
That's good. So you guys obviously have been playing here in New York. No indoor racquetball. I only can swing outside. I'm a little jealous. So what is it like you guys are in Orlando, right, Sebastian? Did they freeze, Favio? I think they froze. I hope they unfreeze.
They're probably pulling a prank on us, but yeah, I talked to Eduardo Garay before today, and he told me he was really excited. But they are playing in their court. They are playing in their gyms. So that's.
Mm-hmm. Did we get them back? I don't think so. But we do need to try and get them back. I mean, me and you, Favio, we can talk all night.
Yes.
Did they exit? And maybe they're going to come right back now.
I think they'll be back shortly.
Yeah. So what did you think of the of Sam and Jake in there?
Well, it's good. I mean, I've checked out. I follow them on Instagram, and I checked out their clothing line. I think it's pretty awesome. I think the designs are very particular, and I think they're going to do really, really well. I miss those guys. Jake is a guy that I always like to watch on the court. He's a fun guy, and I remember back in Oregon at the John Pelham Memorial that we had back in December of 2019, and he won versus Rocky Carson. That was a great win for Jake. Remember that?
Yeah, one of the things I loved about Portland, Favio, was we were up top and we were not courtside down low where it's extremely high traffic, high leverage. We're able to see from up there. It was absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we're going to get the Colombians back now. So, Sebastian, welcome back. So,
Hi, sorry, guys.
That's okay. So I was asking, you guys are in Orlando, correct?
Yes, sir.
So Florida had a pretty big spike. What's the quarantine like in your area? Is there restrictions now, or is it just open business as usual?
No, they're being pretty strict here. It's been like progressing more, but at the beginning it was only a few people in the places. Also, mask covering all the time. Obviously, inside places that carry a lot of people, they're not letting, like, they're not open at all. But some places are open.
Okay, so this question's for Eduardo. With the U.S. Open canceled, we asked this to the guys from Bolivia as well. Certainly, tournaments will be different. Racquetball players are looking forward to getting back on the courts. You guys are lucky enough to be on the courts. But has the support from the Colombian government, you guys are part of the Colombian national team, has the support from your government and or sponsors other than Zurich Construction changed?
Eduardo, te pregunta Dean que con el US Open cancelado, pues muchos torneos van a cambiar definitivamente y muchos jugadores pues desean regresar a las canchas. Ustedes son muy afortunados de estar, pero ¿ha cambiado el apoyo de ustedes siendo nacionales colombianos? ¿Ha cambiado el apoyo o sus patrocinadores con todo esto?
Bueno, yo realmente me encuentro en una transición, en un proceso referente al apoyo colombiano de federación, pero ahorita estoy recibiendo el apoyo de Zurich Construction. Él está, el patrocinio está proviendo cualquier necesidad en estos temas de la pandemia, y pues gracias a Dios me encuentro tranquilo aquí, entrenando y sin preocupaciones por ese tema.
Well, Dean, Eduardo's saying that his major sponsor is Zurich Construction, as we all know, they support the Colombian players 100%, and they have gotten that benefit. But you know, Eduardo's situation, and he's in a transition right now for the Colombian Federation, so he's relying on Zurich, and they're just happy and that they're very blessed that they can go on the court and practice where they live in Orlando.
Well, obviously, Eduardo, first of all, I want to congratulate you. Last weekend, I know you played in a tournament and you came out on top. You're one of the only IRT regular players who were able to compete, in a division. How, even though the tournament was small, how was the feeling of actually competing again?
Eduardo, pues primero que nada felicitarte por tu victoria en Atlanta. Eres de los pocos jugadores que están en el tour como de forma regular que puede competir. ¿Cómo estuvo? ¿Cómo te sentiste? Felicidades con la victoria. ¿Qué fue lo que pasó contigo?
Bueno, muchas gracias, Dean, por la felicitación. Pues fue un evento pequeño, no fue muy grande. Manejaron todas las medidas de sanidad por los temas de la pandemia, y referente al nivel, me sentí bien. Hemos estado trabajando en los entrenamientos, entonces en general me sentí bien.
Okay. Well, Dean, he's first off saying thank you for the congrats and the kudos. And he said he felt really, really well. The tournament was smaller, but they took every sanitary precaution they could, and he just felt really good. He's saying that all the training with the Colombian nationals is just paying off.
Nice. Sebastian, this question's for you. We're going to keep this one in English. I know that you're working now down in Orlando. You're making the commute every week. How is that working out for you? And obviously you got to miss your two favorite people back at home.
Well, it was a tough decision to make, but with the help from Zurich, that's what we're working for. It's been really helpful, but obviously the commitment with my family, it's huge. I go every weekend to see them, and I come back obviously to work, and then my plus, and I think for everybody in the house that we're living now, is that we get to train together, and they're pretty good players here. We used to have Mario here too, so we have a pretty good crew here.
Excellent. So, Eduardo, what other extracurricular activities do you do, and is there any other hidden talents that the fans don't know about?
Eduardo, ¿qué otras actividades extracurriculares tienes? ¿Algún talento oculto que no nos has dicho ni compartido con los fanáticos?
Bueno, no, así que mucho talento no, pero me gusta tocar guitarra. Yo creo que es una de las cosas extracurriculares que me gusta hacer al día.
Well, Dean, he likes to play the guitar. He's a pretty good guitar player.
Wow. Well, you better bring that to one of our tournaments so we can you can play some of the warm-up music. That'll be good.
Un corrido.
So, again, I know that both of you, this is for both of you. You guys work together down in Orlando. Tell me about the support that you get from Francisco. I don't want to say Zurich Construction, because Francisco he's an amazing supporter of not only you guys but many Colombian players as it is. Not only the support, is he a good boss?
Definitely. Not only because he's next to me, but just because he is. But I think it's more what he's teaching us for the future. He's just helping us build a routine, something that we're gonna have forever, just like we've been doing with racquetball. But yeah, I think we all have to thank him not only for the support to the tournaments, but as a boss. He's been awesome with us, like letting us travel and play, and obviously teach us the industry.
So, Sebastian, is his game getting any better? Because I watched him, not that good.
Yeah, he definitely gets some beat ups from us, but we work with him as he helped us work on the court together.
Very good, very good. So, Eduardo, this question's for you. If you could have any rematch, so it's a match that you lost in singles or doubles, just to get that monkey off your back, which one would it be and why?
Eduardo, si tuvieras la oportunidad de tener la revancha en un partido de sencillos o de dobles con quien sea para quitarte la espinita, ¿con quién sería y por qué?
Bueno. Me gustaría volver a jugar con Alex Landa. Porque no. Yo he jugado
The Longhorn
muchísimas veces con él y nunca le había podido ganar. La penúltima le puede ganar. La última me la ganó él y me gustaría volver a jugar.
Well, he said, well, I know you understand that he said Landa, but he said that he kind of gets the best out of him. And the last match he lost, but the one before it, he won. So he just wants to get that back.
Very good. Very good. Sebastian, I'm going to ask you this. Talk to me about the junior players that are in Colombia. Is there any one person, and he can't be sitting next to you, that we should be looking out for that the fans don't know? I mean, again, all of these South American countries have amazing junior players. I've seen it myself when I went to Junior Worlds. But give us a little insight of juniors coming out of Colombia.
Yeah, I think we definitely have some pretty good incoming players.
Well, Federico is one of them, just so you know.
There is one here living with us that we're trying to teach him what we know so far. But of course, the federation in Colombia has a pretty good program that is trying to help young players travel and play more tournaments. So I think maybe 4 good players that if they continue obviously playing and traveling and training, I think they're going to have a very, very great future. And we have one with us living here and working with us too.
So that's got to be Juan Pablo.
Yeah, Juan Pablo is here with us too.
He is getting very good. However, Eduardo smacked him around last weekend in a tournament. Just so.
Yeah, he still has some years to go.
Well, he's young. It's good. So, is there a name other than Juan Pablo? Is there a name from someone who's playing back in Colombia that we need to look out for?
Duan Torres, Fabian El Potro, the ref from Colombia.
Duan?
His son is pretty good, and then Juan Andres Segovia too. They're pretty good, and there's one more. There's this very, very young player. I think he's almost 12 or 10. Jean-Pierre Sanchez. He's a very young player. very quick, very talented, and of course, if you give him the right direction, he's gonna be awesome.
Very good, very good. All right, so Sebastian, I'm going to ask you this. Last season, was a little tough for you. You played only 6 events. Being a new dad, we all get that. So you played very well going into 2 semifinals, 2 quarterfinals. That was like the first 4 tournaments. But you lost twice in the round of 32s, once in the U.S. Open, which is no slouch. I think you lost to Adam Mania. And then you lost at the Longhorn in the round of 32s to Alan Natera. So very good players. What would you say the players have gotten better? The young, that next wave, the Garais, the Nateras and stuff like that? Or was it just much harder because you actually fell out of the top 8, not defending those points you had?
No, I think it's definitely a combination of everything. When the season started, I was kind of like having some free time, just focusing 100% on racquetball. But definitely everybody started to travel more players came on. So it was not only that you have to spend more time at the gym and playing, but you also have to train more because you see more quality and different players. So you have to train a lot of more things during that period. I think that's probably what it is.
Very, very good. Okay, so Eduardo, this one is for you. You finished last season, you played 7 events. You finished 12 wins and 7 losses, and you made it to your first quarterfinals. Are you satisfied with that season? And what do you expect when tournaments start up again?
Eduardo, terminaste la temporada pasada con números positivos, terminaste con 12 victorias, 7 derrotas, llegas a tu primer cuartos de final, ¿estás satisfecho con tu temporada? ¿Qué esperas cuando los torneos empiecen a nuevamente reanudarse?
Bueno, satisfecho no, pero siento que voy por un buen proceso. Las primeras competiciones me costaban un poquito por los nervios, pero ya he venido asentándome un poquito más al tour profesional y pues espero seguir entrenando duro para los nuevos eventos.
Well, he says he's not completely satisfied, Dean, at all, but, he's giving his best effort. He's having a good transition with the Colombians right now. And not only that, but, he's confident that he will make great strides. And actually, I just want to say, Eduardo, he's one of my favorite young players on the tour.
There you have it. So, Mania Athletics Rapid Fire is coming up. Rapid Fire sponsored by Mania Athletics. We'll ask a few favorite questions. You must give us the first thing that pops up into your head. We will alternate. Eduardo, you will go first. Sebastian, you will take the second word. Favio, you're going to take care of this in Spanish.
Okay, perfect. Eduardo, lo primero que se te venga a la mente, ¿cuál es tu favorita comida?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Yes.
Sebastián, favorita comida. Favorite food, Sebastián.
Bandeja paisa.
Bandeja paisa, ok. Eduardo, tu deporte favorito que no sea racquetball.
Tenis.
Okay. Sebastian's favorite sport other than racquetball?
Soccer.
Soccer. Eduardo, tu país favorito para visitar?
Colombia.
Look at that. It's a good answer. Good answer.
Colombia. Sebastián, good answer. Sebastian, what's your favorite country to visit? Mexico. That's a better answer right there. Eduardo, ¿tu favorito programa de televisión?
No vemos casi tele, pero puede ser, te lo cambio por Netflix.
Netflix.
The whole thing.
Sebastian, what's your favorite TV show? The whole thing.
And don't say Barney.
No. Soccer games, sports, probably. The matches.
So, guys.
Okay.
So let's see this Colombian guys that you have there. Let's get the rest of them into the shot there. Francisco and Juan Pablo. Let's get in the shot there before we part ways here tonight. So there you have it. There's the guy that supports the entire Colombian national team. And Juan Pablo, congratulations. You're really getting good. Guys, Any parting words before you want to go? Eduardo, you want to go first?
Eduardo, unas palabras de despedida para tu público y la audiencia del IRT.
Bueno, pues muchas gracias a ustedes por tomarse el tiempo de hacer la entrevista. A toda la gente le mando un saludo a la que esté ahorita viendo el live. Y agradecer a todos mis patrocinadores, Progenex, Splathead, Feedmax de Chihuahua y a Fundación Juan Manuel Gutiérrez. Le mando un fuerte saludo y un abrazo al presidente de la Federación de Colombia, Juan Manuel Gutiérrez. Y un agradecimiento especial aquí a Francisco Fajardo por todo el apoyo de Sure Construction.
Sebastián.
¿En inglés o español?
Inglés.
Your choice. Your parting words.
No, well, first, thank you guys for inviting us. We're really happy to be here and obviously get some time together and get us to meet what we do. And I want to say thank you to the Colombian Federation. They're always there for us, helping us. So I want to thank Gearbox too, my sponsor, and of course the boss, right back here. He's been awesome with us, so we just want to thank him.
A mí se me estaba pasando un saludo también especial para Héctor García de Pueblo Viejo, para agradecerle también por todo el apoyo.
Very good. Fabio, did you freeze? No. Okay. So just honestly, Francisco, I know all you do because I hear from a lot of these guys, and I know that me and you talk quite oftenly. What you do to help some racquetball players is honestly second to none. So thank you so much for not only your support of the Colombian team, but I know that you always support the IRT, and I do appreciate that as well. So thank you guys so much for coming on tonight. We hope to see you guys all on the courts very soon. Francisco, we're going to talk about getting that event in Atlanta going. So thank you guys. Have a great night, okay?
All right, man. Thank you.
Guys. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right. So, Favio, just me and you. Great show. Great to be back with you tonight. I love you. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm great to be here. I'd rather be at a tournament with you behind the booth than broadcasting matches. So for now, we'll settle for this. But thanks a lot for having all these players, and let's tell everybody about next week's show.
Yeah. I'm going to have my closing remarks coming up right now. But first of all, Favio, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe. I will definitely see you next week. Great time tonight, Favio. Have a good night.
Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what a great night. Hearing from, several IRT regular players. Thank you to our rapid fire sponsor, Mania Athletics. Please like their Facebook page. Big thanks to tonight's guests, Conrado Moscoso, Carlos Keller. Huge following in Bolivia they have. The Bredenbecks, Sam and Jake Bredenbeck. Beast Made Clothing. Check them out. And Forza Performance for Sam Bredenbeck. We thank you. And the entire Colombian guys there. Francisco, Juan Pablo showed up in there. Sebastian Franco and Eduardo Garay. Thank you so much. And a gigantic thanks to my co-host tonight, the great Favio Soto. That's right. I did use the word great. And special thanks always to our producer, Mark Gibbs. This does not happen without him. So I'm going to propose this to the fans right now. For the next 2 weeks shows that we have, if you have a question for these IRT regulars, you can email me, dean@irt-tour.com. If I like your question, not only am I going to ask the players, but I may bring you on the show just to ask it yourself. So get them questions in. But next week we are back. Same time, same channel here. We will have guests from Mexico, Javier Estrada, Alan Natera. They will be on. Costa Rica will be in the house. Felipe Camacho and Andres Acuna. And from the USA, we will have Robbie Collins coming in all the way from Hawaii, and David Bobby Horn. Going to be right here next week on Outside the Rally. Make sure you tune in. Good night.